this fly tying video. This is the third and last one in a three-part series that I'm doing with SIM Suisse, the Italian fly casting style school in Switzerland. The first one was the Caddis, the second one terrestrial, and this will be the Mayfly video. And as with the two other flies, this one is also designed to be really buoyant, to float really well, and also be visible. So you have a few materials here. You have the long tails that will help the fly float, as well as the wing, the dry fly dubbing, and the hackle and the wing with bleached deer hair will also be a really visible spot sticking out that you can really easily spot on the water. I'll quickly go through the materials that you need for this one. So in the vise I have a dry fly hook. This one is the Ahrex FW 531, which is the sedge dry barbless, but works really well for all kinds of dry flies. For the tail, I'm gonna be using some moose body hair. The body is made out of Superfine dry fly dubbing. Thorax, some natural opossum. For the hackle, I'm using a barred ginger, but you can use any lighter color that you have available. And for the wing, I'm using some bleached deer hair. So to start this off, for the thread, I'm using Semperfli waxed thread 8/0 in tan. To start this off, what we want to do is to take out a little bit of thread. We're going to use this to splay and split the tails. So I'm starting this off, leaving a long piece, then I'm gonna fold this over and tie it in again. Then we can cut off the excess. And now I'm gonna tie this down all the way into the band, a little way down as well. And I'm using my material clip to hold these in place. Now I selected 3 pieces of moose body hair, and you want to align these. And these we're gonna tie in about the length of the body, a little bit longer. So tie them in on top. A few turns to secure. Then you can come in with your nail and push up. This will splay these. And then we're gonna use our 2 strands of thread that we left at the beginning. And if you can see this, I'm gonna go on either side of the middle one. So in between the hairs. And this will really splay these 3 tails out. Pull and then a turn to secure. Then we're gonna go up all the length of the body, tying down these materials. You don't want to end right here, or you'll have a step. So take this all the way up. We want to park the thread just a little bit further off the midway point. Cut off the excess. Now on the way down we're gonna build up the body, and here I'm using some dry fly, Superfine dry fly dubbing in the color Danica. So what we want to do here is to build up a reverse taper, or usually you always start at the back going up towards the front, so then you want to have your dubbing newel being thinner up at the top and then going thicker and thicker. But here we want to do it in reverse, so we're going up from the front back towards the tails. Building up the shape, you want a nice taper going back towards the tails. And if you feel that your dubbing is getting a little loose, so in between each turn I'm just twisting this up. Going right back to the tails, and then we're going to use the thread as a rib. So we're going up again in open spiral turns. And this is going to secure the dubbing as well as segment the body. Now it's time for the hackle, and here I've already selected a feather. I want this to be a little bit longer than your standard dry fly hackle, as we're only going to use the fibers that are sticking out towards the side. And here I want to tie this in towards the back, and also when I hackle this forward I want the fibers to be standing or facing back. So a little trick here is on the right side, if you're looking at the shiny side of the feather, I want to take off a few more fibers. This way, when I start to wind this up, it's going to lay the right way. Now taking just a small pinch of natural opossum, and with this I'm going to build up the thorax. And here we're tying this a little bit the same way you would with a stimulator. So I just want to build up the shape of the thorax a little bit. And here you want to leave quite a bit of space behind the eye, so about the length of the eye you want to leave free from material. And then we're gonna wind up the hackle, starting at the back with one complete turn, and then going forward we're gonna have 5 or 6 turns on this one. Come up 90 degrees into the hackle and tie off. A few turns, then cut off. Few turns to secure, and now we're gonna cut away the fibers on top and at the bottom. So when you're looking at this from the side, you only want to have fibers sticking out this direction. And now for the last part, deer hair. Here I have some bleached deer hair, which works well for doing wings. So here you want to take a clump a little bit less than a pencil in width, and I'm gonna stack these. And there you have all the tips aligned. And now we want to measure the length. I want this to be just, or I want these to stick out just past the end of the body. So I transfer these to my left hand, and then I'm gonna cut these away straight like this. And now coming in from the top and with a rearwards motion, I want to place these so that the ends, the cut-off ends, are just behind the eye of the hook. And then with the thread, one turn over the top. Here it's really important that you keep these in your left hand at all time, and then going through the cut off ends, then in front. There we go, and here you can see that the hairs stayed on top. If they moved a little bit, you can just pinch them and put them in place. But now we're here at the front, and the last thing to do with tying is to whip finish. 4 turns, pull tight. And here what I like to do to finish off the fly is just to hold everything back, and with lighter I'm gonna cinch down the cut off ends. This will make for a neater looking fly in my opinion, and it will also help these hairs, when they get a little bit of heat, they will stick in place and keep this angle. And then if you have the fibers of the hackle that is a little bit too pushed down, you can just take these and make them stand out to the side. But there we go, there we have the Deer Hair Mayfly. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy tying!